we lost a massive legend just 2 days ago. The Iron Sheik, passing away at the age of 81. The day was posted on Wednesday. The Iron Sheik was massive in the 80s. Of course, you remember his rivalry with Hulk Hogan. Of course, Sergeant Slaughter was the big one. The Iran-U.S. war that was happening. The Iron Sheik played the role with the, coming out with the Iran flag, everything of that nature, and everything. Yes, Iron Sheik will make you humble, and he used to always say Bubba and everything like that. The Iron Sheik was as underrated of a superstar as you could remember. He is a legend, and the cool thing about him too was he stayed relevant throughout all these years because of his comments on YouTube and everything all the time. But don't forget, he also ended the championship run of Bob Backlund when he beat Bob Backlund. He's the one that actually gave the championship to Hulk Hogan. Then he was General Adnan when Sergeant Slaughter was the heel, falling in line with Iran and everything. He did all that, but the biggest thing about what the Iron Sheik did, of course, was, again, go outside the realm of comfort. In a time where wrestling in the 80s, the late 80s, golden era of WWE, that time WWF, really didn't have those massive heel characters. There was a lot of babyface guys. You had your Bruno Sammartinos, your Hulk Hogans, Bob Backlunds. Those wrestlers were the big ones, and there were rarely any times you saw heels win the championship. And the Iron Sheik was the WWF champion for a little bit. But of course, Iron Sheik is also remembered for starting the Hulkamania run where Hulk Hogan beat him for the championship. Also, don't forget the Iron Sheik. He got also, what's up, Frank? The thing about the Iron Sheik was too is don't forget kayfabe was a massive thing back in the day, and I remember he and Hacksaw Jim Duggan got pulled over for, I think it was having weed or something in the car. And people were confused because they were like, wow, Iron Sheik and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, a heel and a face, are together. This is crazy. This should not be happening. Why are they hanging out with each other? So that was a massive thing. But the Iron Sheik was one of the better characters in professional wrestling. He was a very good wrestler too. But of course, I remember when my parents always tell me this story, and they were dating. They went to Madison Square Garden to go see the Iron Sheik face Sergeant Slaughter in a steel cage match way back when. So, of course, to his loved ones, all that, so on and so forth. But rest in peace, of course, to the Iron Sheik, to his family, to his loved ones. Thoughts and prayers are with them as well. Go back and watch his matches. Go back and watch his promos. It's like Snug said, he was awesome on the Howard Stern show. He was fantastic. I remember when Hulk Hogan was on the Stern show, and then Iron Sheik called in and everything, and they were having fun and so on and so forth. So to me, you remember that, and you culminated all of that together. It really is a sad thing when you're starting to see a lot of these legends. I mean, you're talking Iron Sheik, Roddy Piper. I believe Paul Orndorff also has passed away. Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior. These are characters that were massive parts of why the WWF got successful, and everything. I mean, Jimmy Snuka, a little bit of a controversy with that one, Carl, and everything of that nature. Kamala was another one. Obviously, Andre the Giant, George the Animal Steel, all these characters and these wrestlers that a lot of these people grew up watching are just no longer with us, and it's really sad. Scott Hall, and everything of that nature. It really is. And then you watch a show like Dark Side of the Ring as well, and you hear about some of these stories as well about wrestlers. Like about, if you remember in the NWA days with, Magnum TA was groomed to be the next, pretty much. He was groomed to take over Ric Flair's spot. And then, of course, he was severely hurt and injured in a car accident that just ended his career and everything like that. Dark Side of the Ring is a fantastic show. If you haven't checked it out, I saw the Chris Candido Sunday episode, and then recently this past week the Magnum TA episode, which is just really a sad story about how this man was so groomed. The looks, the skills, the body, the persona, the mic work, the character, everything flowed with Magnum TA, and then it all came to a crash and halt when he got into the car accident, And Adrian Adonis dealt with the same thing, and he passed away in a car accident. So thoughts and prayers are, of course, with the Iron Sheik and his family and loved ones.